Hey everybody, we're back here at UC Health Stadium, and the Freedom are getting ready to open the second half of the 2017 Frontier League season with a matchup tonight against the Normal Corn Belters. I'm Spencer Smith, he's Aaron Brody. Aaron, it's going to be huge for the Freedom to get off to a good start here in the second half with a 5-game losing streak going into the All-Star break. The team went stumbling out of the gate, so they need to get right back on the right foot here.
There's no question about it, but you know what? That's what the All-Star break's for. You hear about it in the major leagues, you hear about it at every level. It's a great chance for the guys to kind of get away from the game. It's a long season in a short amount of time. There's so many games, so many injuries, so many nicks and bruises that it's good to have a couple of days off, a week off to kind of chill, relax, and prepare yourself for the second half. We know how good the Freedom could be through one half of the season, and hopefully that break's just what they need to make sure they look that good again in half number 2.
And the Freedom have been tremendous against the West Division this season. Only 5 losses against West Division teams this season, so they really need to continue that strong showing against the West. They've taken 2 of 3 from the Corn Belters twice. That has come on the road, and now the real test in front of the home crowd.
No question. I mean, nameless, faceless opponent, right? I mean, you can't really worry too much about any particular team because I think the Freedom knows, top to bottom, talent-wise, they're as good as any team, maybe the best team in the Frontier League. They've had it all. They've done it with pitching. They've done it with hitting. They've done it with stolen bases. They really have been, a lot of times, a marvel, but they just have to get back to it. I think consistency is their biggest thing. They know if they play well, defensively, offensively, they can beat anybody, and hopefully that starts here this afternoon. They can control their own destiny by just playing well, playing consistently. We know how good they can be.
And they've been so good to the point that they sent 8 men to the Frontier League All-Star game, including Andre Mercurio, center fielder, Cody Gray, right-hander, who started for the West Division in the All-Star game. Those guys need to show why they were All-Stars, and they have for the most part this season. But again, they need to lead the way in getting the second half off to a good start.
Yeah, it's always important for your best players to show up when it matters most, and I think the Freedom, the most difficult thing would be finding who is the best player, because we have seen a number of guys step up and kind of carry the team at different points in the season. You think about Brizuela, the way he finished that first half, particularly at home before the road trip. I mean, it's kind of like anybody's night to step up, and that's one benefit of having a team as deep offensively, defensively as the Florence Freedom, is it really can come from a plethora of guys that should make their chances a little bit better to rebound well from the 5-game skid, start over new here today.
And the Corn Belters bring the second highest team batting average into this 3-game weekend series. So really the pressure, it appears, is on the pitching. They need to keep those Corn Belters bats in check because this is a team that can line the ball over the field. They will not hit for a lot of power, but they will put a lot of runners on base.
No question. And like I talked to you off camera earlier, you think about what the Florence Freedom had to go through this season, and it's positive in a lot of ways, but it's hard for the team. Think about the pitchers they've lost to the big leagues right now, getting picked up. They've had 2 starters and their closer be taken away from the team. Pitching is paramount at any level, particularly in the independent leagues, and you saw how good they were early in the season with that pitching. So they've had to really kind of put together something throughout the entire course of the season because guys that have been having great seasons have been pulled away from them. So they've had to battle a couple of opponents throughout the season. I do think Pelfrey has a mix that he likes, and he always has a good reputation of bringing in the right guys. I think he'll continue to do that, but it starts this afternoon, this evening, with Normal.
And it's going to be a fun matchup. First pitch is 7:05 Eastern. You can listen live at FlorenceFreedom.com. He's Aaron Brody. I'm Spencer Smith, and we'll talk to you again soon.